I don't know about you guys, but I really love witchy fantasy stuff. For absolutely years, my favourite kind of stories, my favourite books, my favourite, loads of my favourite movies and TV. I just love wizards and witches and magic and all that kind of thing. Not unusual in that, obviously, but I've really this year been enjoying Agatha all along. I really loved WandaVision. But there's something about the vibe of Agatha all along that is really taking me back to my younger years and the cool kind of not harrowing but really fun witchy vibes that you used to get in a lot of film and TV. So I thought this Halloween it would be really, really fun to make a video scenting the characters from Agatha all along. So I'm going to try to avoid spoilers in this in case I managed with this video to inspire you to watch it, or in case you are watching but you haven't got past certain episodes yet. So I'm gonna try not to give too much away because there's some really cool stuff that happens. I haven't finished watching it. This video will go out just before the last two episodes come up on Disney Plus, so I am super excited about watching those. But I'm just having so much fun. I really thought it would be fun to do this. So I'm gonna start with Sharon. So Agatha keeps calling her Mrs. Hart because that's the character that Wanda made her in her little life sitcom back in WandaVision. But she's called Sharon Davis and she is played by one of my favourites, Deborah Jo Rupp. She's just so wonderful and I will forever think of her as Kitty Foreman. She's playing a very similar character in this, really, I feel. So I just love her. I think she's wonderful. Is she actually a witch? I don't know. I feel like Agatha chose her because she had very green thumbs, so she chose her as a green witch, and maybe she was a green witch and she just never realised. Or maybe she just really does have a green thumb and for some reason her garden was just absolutely beautiful. Who knows? But Sharon is a classic, living in the suburbs. She loves a glass of wine. She's really smartly dressed. And I was just like, wow. I mean, it has to be a Chanel, doesn't it? It just has to be a Chanel for her. And I feel like because she's got such green thumbs, she loves her gardening. She's always out there with tending her beautiful garden. I just felt like it would be Chanel number 19. So something that's been an absolute classic for her for years and years and years. You can still get it now. You can get different formulations. Maybe, maybe she's got the EDP, maybe she's got the EDT, maybe she's got the Poudre, maybe she's decided to go with that one. But you've got the classic sort of oak moss and vetiver. You've got those classic earthy notes, and then you've got iris. You've got this kind of lovely green foresty vibe from it. And I just think that she would smell amazing. And I think that because of the kind of classy lady she is, she'd definitely be most interested in wearing a Chanel. So then we have Alice. So Alice is played by Ali Arn. I don't know that actress. I've not seen her until this show, but she's amazing. The daughter of a legendary witch and a sort of 70s rock star, Lorna Wu. So Alice Wu is, I think what they call her is a protection witch. So her magic revolves around protection and keeping people safe, which is super, super cool idea. She used to be a police officer, but now she's kind of looking a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit emo, not quite goth, but she kind of looks like a cool girl. She's the sort of woman that you think's going to wear a leather jacket and ride on a motorcycle, So in my head, Alice wears something like Baby Cat by Yves Saint Laurent. So I love Baby Cat. I don't have a bottle of that because it's ridiculously expensive, but I feel like if you're going to have a signature, then, investing in it is a sensible thing to do. But Baby Cat, it's a beautiful and really approachable vanilla scent, and you've got that suede and you've got that olibanum, so you've got this kind of smoky, leathery, cool girl scent, but it's not horribly in your face, you know. She's kind of quiet. She's keeping herself to herself. She doesn't seem like someone who's going to be trying to wear like a really outlandishly heavy or loud perfume. So yeah, I can totally see her rocking something like Baby Can, just smelling amazing. Or maybe, you know, she's got what I've got, which is a slightly more a cheaper version of that, which is Philosophy Fresh Cream Soft Suede. You know, that's just that kind of smoky vanilla, sort of a little bit standoffish, but also not like completely unapproachable. So then we have the absolute queen that is Lilia. I mean, Patti LuPone is obviously an absolute musical classic. She's a Broadway star. She's an amazing singer. She's fabulous. But so she's called Lilia Calderu. I'm not saying that right, I'm sure. But she's a Sicilian witch, so she's Italian. She's 450 years old. So she's been around for a very long time. I assume that must mean that she kind of lived through plagues and all kinds of mad stuff. And I really do imagine that probably, you know, she sticks with the Italian brands. So she probably used to wear Santa Maria Novella perfumes, you know, like basically one of the oldest perfume houses in the world. They're Italian, so I'm sure she wore that kind of thing. But she's got this fabulous vibe about her. She does the kind of palm reading, and she's got this, you know, the crystal balls and all the shawls, and she goes in for all of that. So I feel like Dolce & Gabbana, she would have been totally into that brand. Fabulous and famous Italian designer brand. And in 1992, when they released their Dolce & Gabbana original perfume that people now refer to as Red Cap, I reckon she snapped that up and she's never looked back. That is I mean, it's been so long since I smelt it. I need to get myself a little sample of it, because I used to love that perfume, and I think I'd still love it now. It's a floral, aldehydic, beautiful, classic, soapy perfume, and I can totally imagine Lilia just smelling incredibly kind of cozy and classic, but not unapproachable at all. Like a really kind of, I don't want to say grandma, because I'm not saying she gives me grandma vibes, she doesn't at all, but like a comforting vibe about her. She's like a caring and loving person. She cares about people, and I really feel like that would be perfect for her. Now, do they call her a divination witch? I'm just trying to remember. She's definitely psychic, but she moves through time like in a interesting way, you know. She's such a cool character. I love Lilia. So yeah, that's what I'd go for her. So Jennifer Kale, the name Kale makes me laugh as well. She's played by Sashir Zamata, who is a fantastic actress. She used to be on SNL, and she's so funny. I think she does a podcast as well. She's wonderful, and I know I was so chuffed when I saw her, because I know from listening to her talk about other things that she absolutely is a mega Marvel fan. You know, I love it when people who really love the Marvel comics in the same way as people who love Harry Potter, that kind of thing. I love it when they get to actually be in the film and TV versions of things, because it must be just so exciting to be added to that kind of universe and get to play in that play box. But anyway, so Jen is she is a potions witch, and I guess she was maybe like a doula or something back in the olden days. And now she's running a kind of wellness centre, making candles, all that kind of thing. But she's actually rather powerful. So I feel like, because she's working in kind of, I guess it's like a joke on Goop, right? In that kind of thing. I don't think that she would be wearing anything too heavy. I think it would be quite modern but comforting and kind of clean, a bit spa-like. That's what I imagine, because she certainly dresses like that as well. So I would go for a perfume that I got quite recently called Hungarian Fronds from Lush. It has firstly, it looks amazing and it's quite natural smelling. And I feel like a potions witch would rather have a perfume full of naturals rather than something a bit more synthetic and a bit too chemically. So Hungarian Fronds is a blue chamomile perfume that to me just smells so comforting, and it's too cool and crisp to be described as cozy, but it's definitely comforting. It has a spa-like vibe. It's just a very beautiful perfume that smells clean and natural and fresh, but also very much like you're somewhere kind of a bit zen, it's got that kind of feel to it. And I can imagine Jen smelling just like Hungarian Fronds. I'm going to slip the Salem Seven in here because they are the creepy ladies who are following Agatha. They are after her, after Agatha. I mean, this isn't spoilers unless you've not seen any of Agatha or WandaVision. Agatha killed her mother's coven and she stole their power and killed them all. And Salem Seven are the daughters of all of those witches who became a hive mind. And they're really creepy. They all move as one. They can turn into animals. They're a bit like Animagi from the Harry Potter series. But they're really creepy. They dress in black. They don't really seem to speak. And I had to do this, guys. I had to say it. I feel like if I'm going to scent the Salem Seven, they're going to be smelling like Black Orchid by Tom Ford. Now, I know that's a perfume that a lot of people hate. I actually quite like it. I have a little dupe from Makeup Revolution. I think it might be called Passion. So the thing with that perfume is it is deep, it's dark, it's strong, but it's earthy. It has that weird truffly note that I think a lot of people don't like. It really smells a bit like earth and dirt while also smelling like kind of slightly dying flowers, and like it's a really interesting and beautiful perfume, but it definitely smells a bit gothic. It smells a bit, I'd go as far as to say some people definitely find it creepy. I really think it's rather beautiful, but I can totally imagine that they would smell a bit like the earth. They'd smell dark, They'd smell, like something like a black orchid. So yeah, that's what I'd go for those crazy guys. So then we have Rio, who is... again, I'm not going to give any spoilers about Rio. She does refer to herself in one of the earlier episodes as the Green Witch. So she comes in, she's played by Aubrey Plaza, and Rio Vidal is after Agatha too, really, but she's also obviously very fond of her. And again, without giving any spoilers away, I'm going to try to pick something that isn't going to give too much away from her, but I'll say this. She is the Green Witch. I wanted to pick something that was a bit earthy, but the thing is with Rio, she's very playful, she's cheeky, she's a bit creepy, but she's sexy, but she's cool. And I feel like she just wouldn't be wearing anything overly heavy. I feel like there is such a playfulness about her that I wanted to think of something that was earthy without being too overly serious. So I went for Hermès Le Jardin sur le Nil, because that is a excellent kind of light perfume that is kind of fruity and green, but at the same time it's got these kind of really strange earthy notes. It's got like carrot, there's like bulrushes. It has like a really strange, almost slightly muddy vibe in it. But it also dries down to be something so magical and beautiful, and I just feel like it's something that a green witch would definitely wear, and like I said about our beloved Sharon Sharon Davis, or Mrs. Hart. She is such a classic lady and such a kind of well put together smart lady that she'd definitely want to go for Chanel, but she'd still be in that kind of playing in that green perfume area. But I think Rio is just too fun to be wearing a Chanel. I think she's going to go for something that's lighter, more sprightly, more youthful, more fun, more happy. So yeah, I went for Le Jardin sur le Nil, and I just think that she'd smell beautiful in it, because she is beautiful. I mean, come on. So then we have Teen. I'm not gonna name him, just in case you guys haven't got to the episode where you find out what his name is. He has a sigil on him, so his name is a mystery, but we do know that he absolutely loves witchcraft and that he's fascinated by Agatha. He's really excited. He really wants to go to the road. He really wants to be hanging out with these cool witches. He loves all of the witchy TV. He loves the witchy films. He loves all of the stuff. He's absolutely so into it. He's got his eyeliner. He's got his like goth vibes. He is just so excited about witchcraft. And he is played so fantastically by Joe Locke from Heartstopper, I should say, on Netflix, which is such a charming LGBT TV show. Like, it's so beautiful. I love that show. It's like really heartwarming. And he's just so sweet and little and cute in that show. And he's, oh my God, his American accent in Agatha All Along is incredible. Like, he's just really blown me away. I didn't really know what to expect because I'm so used to him playing like a very shy and quiet English boy, And then he's just been incredible. I can't wait for, if any of you guys haven't seen much of this show, I can't wait for you to see like how good his acting is, like as it gets further through. It's so incredible. But anyway, his desire to be really involved and like just so fascinated by witchy things and the more gothic elements of life. I just feel like it would have been his mission in life to get himself a bottle of Christian Dior Poison, because Poison is absolutely notorious for so many reasons. But let's just like look at it just from the outside. The bottle is so perfect. That little kind of poison apple, that deep purple bottle, absolutely beautiful. I really think that it's just so famous and it's just so iconic, and it's so iconic nowadays in the modern world for being like a witchy, slightly gothic, dark perfume, that I really think that he would have absolutely set his mind on getting something that's like just so obvious, if you see what I mean, obviously witchy. And I think that he would just wear just a tiny bit between his wrists and be smelling like, I mean, because look, I love Poison. So, plums and honey, but then this deep smokiness and this kind of bubblegummy tuberose and all of the magic that is in that fantastic elixir. It's just so amazing, but it's definitely witchy. It's a perfect Halloweeny perfume. And I think that is exactly what he would be after. He'd want something that makes him smell good, but that makes him feel super, super witchy. So then we have Agatha Harkness. Oh my goodness. I mean, I loved her in WandaVision. If you guys are watching this but you haven't watched WandaVision, then I I mean, firstly, I highly recommend the whole show. It's absolutely amazing. I think it's one of the greatest things that Marvel has ever done. So original and made by the same showrunner who has made Agatha all along. So, but if you just want to see a little bit, then have a look on YouTube and just watch the song called Agatha All Along, because it's so fun and she's so wonderful, and I mean, you know, she's just brilliant. So Agatha Harkness is a classic in WandaVision, and gets up to some real shady shiz in that show. And so to see her again in her own show is such a joy, because she's played by Catherine Hahn, and I love and adore Catherine Hahn. She's one of my favourite actresses. She's definitely one of my favourite comedic actresses. Her timing's impeccable. She's so wonderful, and it's nice that she is increasingly getting main parts, because she was sort of always just the funniest person in movies and TV for such a long time without getting to be the main character. And she's got main character energy. She's amazing. She's incredible. So Agatha is the Violet Witch. Her power is that she can take other people's power, siphon it out of them. She's done some very naughty things. She was a really quite a big part of WandaVision, and obviously Agatha All Along. This is sort of her story, although I'd say it's her and Teen really are the main characters in this show, probably equal billing there. But she is stylish. She is stylish, and she is cheeky. She can be very scary. She's just, I mean, I would describe her as fabulous. Her magic is purple, hence being called the Violet Witch, and she's just, I mean, I was thinking hard about this and thinking about what I thought she would smell like, and I felt like she wants to intimidate people. Agatha wants people to think that she's a dangerous witch. She wants everyone to be really impressed with her. She wants people to do what she tells them. And I feel like she would wear something that was quite bombastic. I feel like Agatha would wear something that you can't ignore, that isn't going to like go into the background. It's going to be pretty strong. And she's going to wear something that comes in a purple bottle. I mean, I think that is unarguable. So I am going to choose Thierry Mugler's Alien. The bottle is, I mean, it kind of even reminds me a little bit of her awesome coat that she's wearing in this season. But I feel like she would wear something that was strong and floral, but also didn't smell like any other floral you've ever smelt. Something that might be, you know, ambery, have a kind of a slightly weird, almost sweaty smell to it, I think is probably how some people definitely think of Alien like that. I can't wear Alien. Alien is too much of a perfume for me. But I feel like Agatha could pull that off. And I think that she also wouldn't care if people around her didn't like it. She'll do what she wants. She really will. And yeah, I can totally imagine her wafting around, definitely loving a bit of Thierry Mugler, and just smelling like a indolic jasmine bomb. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that would suit her personality. And of course, like poison, that's too obvious for Agatha. She'd be like, nah, I know you want me to be like the evil stepmother in something or whatever, but I'm gonna go for something much more unusual, much more fashionable, and a bit more modern. And I mean the bottle. I can just see it. I can see it on her nightstand, you know. So yeah, anyway, happy Halloween, guys. I hope you enjoyed this random little video of mine. I just got the idea when I was watching it recently, and it's just such a fun TV show. I think it's just wonderful. So thank you very much for watching. If you have different ideas, if you think there's characters that you would scent differently, then put it down in the comments. Let me know if you've been watching this and if you love it. Don't tell me if you don't love it, because you're going to break my heart. I just think it's so much fun. Anyway, happy Halloween, and I hope you all have a very, very spooky time before we all dive headfirst into it basically being Christmas on the 1st of November. All right, guys. Bye.